Hey y'all, I'm in the garden today. The sun's kind of in my eyes, but that's what I'm having to deal with today because it's that time of day. So before we get our first freeze, which can come in October but is typically in November, I want to take some cuttings from my two different varieties of sweet potatoes so I can be growing those in the house and have sweet potato slips to use in the spring. So I've got two different kinds here. You can see one of them here in the background. This, and I'll show you in just a minute, but this is one plant, and it's over 6 feet by about 4 or 5 feet. So it took one plant to cover this entire area. And I want to use this as a ground cover somewhere else next year. So before Tommy mows the grass tomorrow, I want to save some of these that are sticking out here over the edge of the bed, and I'll be growing those in a jar, just a regular old ball jar filled with water. And like I said, in the spring, I will be able to just come out here and put them in the ground when there's no more danger of frost. So let me show you what I have here. So I have this one, which as you can see it's very purple. I think I got this one from Home Depot. You can see the flowers. Almost looks like a petunia. These haven't opened yet over here, but you can see those. You can see some insect damage, but that's no big deal. But they're growing over the edge of the bed here. And Tommy needs to mow and weed eat tomorrow, and I know he's going to inevitably cut some of these off anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and propagate some to get them growing in the house. So in order to propagate it, all I'm going to do is come back here and cut that off. And I'm left with a piece like this, and you don't have to do one that long, but I knew it was how far it was sticking out. Tommy was going to destroy this piece. So once you've cut your piece, all you're going to want to do is cut the excess stems off like that. Here comes the ice cream man. Just keep cutting them off. Really cut one longer than I needed, but it's no big deal. I'm only going to leave a couple of leaves at the end. So let me finish cutting the leaves off and I'll be back. Okay, so I have this really long piece that's probably as long as my arm. And I don't need one that long. I only need it to stick down in this jar and come out a little bit above the top. So if I wanted it like that, I can see about where I want to cut off the stem. And that's where I'm going to cut it. And then I'm going to stick that in the jar, and I'm going to do that to several more of this variety, and then we'll move on to the next variety. Okay, so I have 6 of those, and now we're going to move on to the more common variety. Now this green one is the kind most of you are used to, and it just grows on a long vine like this. So I am going to take some cuttings off of this one that's growing way out here, and then this one here that's also growing out, and these are all mixing together, the purple and the green. So let me get this cut real quick. I'm just going to cut one right there, and cut this one right there, and then again we're going to cut off the leaves because you only need a couple of leaves on the end, and then put these in my jar. These leaves are edible, if you would like to eat them, just in case you were wondering. But today I'm going to leave them out here for the chickens in case they want them. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. They have a lot of green to choose from. So there's my second one. If you're wondering if it's going to hurt the sweet potato plant, it is not. I haven't harvested them yet, but this is not going to hurt them. So get rid of that. This one's probably not going to take, but we'll try it anyway because I need to cut it back so that he can do the grass. Since I'm doing 6 of each plant anyway, it's not going to matter. So there's those 2. Let's look on the other side and see if there's some I can take over there. Here's another one I can take. That'll be a good one. Cut that one right there. I think that's good for this one. Like I said, these are common. And there's my jar. Let's hold it up for you. You can see all I have to do is keep the water clean and keep these alive until next year. We will have a early start on our sweet potato slips. Once they get a root, you can put them in dirt if you want, but I'm just going to keep these in water in a sunny windowsill. So thank you guys for watching. Hope that is a helpful hint for y'all. If you haven't already, please subscribe.